right, everybody, welcome. We're just going to integrate everything that we've had on this amazing journey. And I just really wanted to do this from this piece of granite. If you're not familiar with granite, it's one of my favorite stones because it does two things simultaneously. It activates you and it grounds you. So it's a really good balance of the elements. And also because we can see the temple behind us. So we have the Philae temple, the temple of Isis. So the first thing I want us to do is just closing your eyes, sitting however you want, feet up, feet under you, getting comfortable. And we're just going to acknowledge all the elements that are in perfect balance right here on the Nile. So that's why I wanted while the sun was still up. So we're going to start in the east, your element of air. So I want you to take a moment and just feel the air on your skin. Acknowledge the temperature of the air, how great it is to have the air when we're in Egypt to cool our skins. But also thinking back to when we were doing the 4x4s in the desert and how chaotic air can be sometimes when it shapes the land. So just acknowledging the power and the wisdom of air. Air is also your intellect. So when you are in the element of air, you're in your mind, you're trying to move things forward, you're coming into your intuition. So just take a moment to connect to what are the things that I learned, what is the knowledge that was brought in during this journey. So thank the air for its lessons. And then we're going to turn our attention to the south, into the fire, because the sun rises, bringing us fire and passion. And we've definitely felt a lot of fire when we've been here. So just feel the sun on you, feel the heat. And think about what passions, what creativity came to you in these last few days. What were the things that were really sparked inside of you? And if it felt overwhelming, the heat of Egypt, the sun of Egypt, take a deep breath in, sigh it out. Knowing that it's okay sometimes to be overwhelmed. It's okay to let the passions just override you and work through you. And anytime you're feeling overwhelmed by so much creativity, so many ideas, like what do I do with all of the ideas? Just take a moment to breathe in. And just let it all out. And then we turn our attention to the setting sun, to the west, to the water. I don't know how many of you connected really deeply on the Nile on this trip. But when we connect with the element of water, we're connecting with our emotional body. So how many of you felt things that were new to you on this trip? Or you had to struggle with some annoyances, some irritations. The beautiful thing about water, though, and the elements and dealing with your emotions when it comes to the other two elements, we're dealing with all that fire, all that passion, and all the intellect, is emotion, our water, helps guide us to how we really want to apply all that passion, all that intellect. So as we connect to the water, take another deep breath in. As you exhale, let the stress leave. Maybe even in your mind, take a moment to acknowledge some of the emotions that you had here that were less than perfection. Take a moment to acknowledge, was I a little annoyed? Was I stressed? Was I not present at all during this trip? And just being okay with that. Our emotions are here to teach us. And they can overwhelm us when we try to set them aside or tell them to come back later. So just take a moment to acknowledge any emotions that were less than perfect. And taking a deep breath in. And exhaling all that imperfection, just bringing place into a place of forgiveness. And then we're going to move in the north. The north is actually behind me if you want to acknowledge the directions too. And the direction of north is also the element of earth, my favorite if you can't tell, since I'm sitting on a big rock of granite. Many people place earth in the north. Yeah, you've gained the wisdom. So take a moment to think about what is the wisdom that you've gained on this trip. What we're going to do now is we're actually going to anchor into the earth, and then we're going to connect to what was the deity that really spoke to you. Because I know some of us had amazing experiences in the temple. So what I want you to do is just take a moment to center your energy in your heart. Then you're going to take a nice, easy breath in. And as you exhale, just sending your energy down into the ground, going deep, deep, deep. Deep as you want to go, all the way to the molten center, becoming one with the earth, feeling all the different layers. Then you're going to feel that beautiful Mother Earth energy coming up your body, going up your legs. It's going to light up each one of your chakras. And as it comes out of the top of your head, it's going to form a beautiful ball of light. Just take a moment to notice what color that ball of light is. Put yourself inside the ball of light. And then you're going to float up, 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 up. Past the moon, past the stars, to the very edge of the universe. Through an alternating series of bright lights and dark lights. Through a big, broad band of golden light that feels like home, but you're going to keep moving on through it until you hit this jelly-like substance, where your ball of light may slow down, but you're going to keep going until you see a pink cloud. Behind the pink cloud, there's a beautiful window of light. Go through that pink cloud into the beautiful bright white light, and keep going deeper and deeper until that ball of light dissolves and you're just completely surrounded by the white light. And then I want you to talk to whoever is your higher source, whether your name is Creator or God, and just let them know that you're there. So coming from this place of unconditional love, I want you to go back through this trip that we were just on and go to whatever moment it was where you had the most powerful connection, whether it was a temple, whether it was in the King's Chamber. Just go back in your mind to that moment. And in that moment, in that temple that you're seeing, in an orifice on the shore of the Nile, wherever you were, in that image, keeping your eyes closed, but letting your hands fall to your side. And then you're going to notice that someone comes, someone answers that call and takes your hand. It's going to be a deity, it's going to be a spirit that chose you on this trip. So I want you to take a moment just to feel that hand in your hand, to feel the energy of them. Are you feeling compassion? Are you feeling love? Are you feeling protection? And just take a moment to really feel this gift. And then when you're ready, in your vision, I want you to open your eyes and turn to them and see who's shown up for you. See which deity wants to give you a message. And it's okay if you don't recognize them. Just take note of what do they look like. Take note of what do they feel like. And then I'm just going to give you a minute just to sit in contemplation and see what messages they have for you. The other thing that you can ask them is, how do you know when they're near? Ask them for a sign so that you can know, what is the symbol? Is it when you see a bird or when the wind blows a certain way? Have them give you a way for you to know as you leave Egypt, as you go home, that you're still connected to them. What is your secret sign with your personal deity? And I know some of these deities can be talkative, but asking them to wrap it up, because we're going to pull you back in a second. And what we're going to do, though, is you're going to imagine you're taking a tiny bit of your energy, just one molecule of you, and you're just going to ground it in that space that was sacred to you on this trip. You're just going to leave one tiny bit of you here to anchor you, so that all you have to do is relax and connect and know that you can stay connected to this experience. That even if you don't understand everything that came through now, that you're still going to remember all the messages and you have access to them even years later. So take a moment to drop one molecule of you in that spot, connecting you forever to this life-changing experience. And then I just want you to float back up, leaving that beautiful sacred space. Float back up to that tingly bright white light. Connecting to the Creator, connecting to yourself. Take an easy breath in. And open your eyes on the exhale, coming back. And you can take a moment to journal if you like, or just stay in silence. Or does anybody want to share what they saw? You can stop recording, Boo. You can stop.